Ali had always been the kind of man everyone liked, but few truly saw. He helped neighbors without being asked, stayed late at work to cover for others, and always smiled even when his heart was tired. People often said, "Ali, you're a nice guy," and he would just nod politely, hiding the quiet ache behind his smile. He was the man who listened when others spoke, but no one stayed to ask about his day. The man who remembered birthdays, offered rides, lent money, but spent his own evenings alone. Slowly, the words, "You're a nice guy," began to feel like a curse. They sounded sweet, yet hollow, like praise for someone meant to serve, not to be seen. One night, after another long day of helping everyone but himself, Ali sat alone in his small apartment. His phone was silent, his dinner cold. For the first time, he whispered aloud, "Why do I always give so much when no one ever gives back?" Silence that followed hit harder than any answer could. The next morning, Ali decided to do something he had never done before. He said no. When a co-worker asked him to stay late again, he gently declined. When a neighbor wanted a favor he couldn't manage, he smiled and said, "Not this time." At first it felt selfish, but that evening he did something simple. He took a walk, bought himself a cup of tea, and watched the sun set without guilt. Days turned into weeks and something shifted. The people who truly valued him began to stay. Those who only took quietly disappeared. And for the first time, Ali realized that kindness doesn't mean losing yourself. It means giving from a place of strength, not emptiness. One evening, a friend he'd helped years ago visited him and said, "Ali, you're a nice guy, but more than that, you're a good man who finally learned to be kind to himself too." Ali smiled, a real peaceful smile. This time, the words didn't hurt, they healed. Moral of the story: being kind is beautiful. But remember, true kindness begins when you include yourself in the circle of care.